Oh man, the irony. I just imagine an iron. The irony. Oh, I just can't believe it's actually happened. Alyssa Milano, who is basically only known for being a crazy person on Twitter, who was once on a show called Charmed a million years ago, has now completely been embarrassed and is being ruthlessly mocked by both sides of the aisle and exposing all of the hypocrisy of her defund the police movement that she's so strongly behind. That's right. I know this is probably going to shock you. This is probably going to shock you. She's a hypocrite. I know. I'm as shocked as you are. I really am. If you're shocked, make sure you click that like button. And also, we're going for it. We're going for the 1 million subscriber push by the end of the year. We need about 101,000. About 40% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you subscribe now, if I've earned your subscription, we'll get a lot closer. Red button right below the video. Now, this coming from The Sun. We're going to take a look at the media coverage, and then we're going to laugh at the tweets. No charm done. Defund the police advocate Alyssa Milano calls 911 for an armed person on her property who was a teen with a BB, with an air rifle, an air pew pew. It wasn't even a real. Oh my God, this is so great. On Sunday, at least 7 vehicles, a canine unit, and police helicopters, and LA Fire Department raced to the 47-year-old's home inside a gated community north of LA. Milano and her husband reportedly dialed 911 when they heard what they thought were shots outside their $2.5 million property in Bell Canyon. The couple told the emergency hotline they were scared for their dogs and made them feel like the person was nearby. We first noticed a helicopter circling overhead very low. I knew something was going on. It's usually such a quiet community, a neighbor told the Daily Mail. When we saw the police cars parked in front of Alyssa's home, they had everything at the ready, and it seemed to be very serious. Police received a description of a suspect to be a 40-year-old male with a BB web pew pew. Milano and Bugliari were also concerned that someone was possibly stalking her. In 2008, she had an issue. It turns out it was just a neighborhood teenager with hunting squirrels with a BB weapon. The teenage boy turned himself in when he witnessed the emergency response and later realized he was the cause of it. In July, the left-leaning activist urged her 3.7 million Twitter followers to sign a People's Budget LA, a petition that demanded a 90% reduction in police funding. It's unbelievable. These Hollywood morons. Oh my God. Like, how can you not? How can you not understand? How can you watch my videos and not see? I know you can. But how can anybody worship these absolute hypocrites? Why don't you get out there and put your black hanky over your face and get out there and be somebody, Alyssa Milano? Last month, she simply tweeted hashtag defund the police in response to a video that showed things. Interesting. But her tweets seemed to be at odds with her actions on Sunday when one neighbor claimed she uses her platform in hypocritical ways. Oh, her own neighbors roast her. She could tweet those things, but at the end of the day, she lives behind gates in a gated community. She knows the police will come to save her. But what all about all those who don't have the luxury and live in unsafe neighborhoods? She obviously doesn't care. One neighbor said, oh my God. Milano has owned her Bell Canyon home since 2001. She lives on a sprawling 1.94 acre property with her husband and their 2 children. You serious? Let's look at some of these. If you're attacking Alyssa Milano right now for calling the police on somebody when the president was silent, it was a BB. It was a BB. There's no way it sounded like a real weapon. Any idiot knows that. Here's what a BB gun sounds like. Did you hear that? Alyssa Milano called the police to report a guy, and these Trump supporters are somehow mocking her for it. Yes. Yes, and you don't have to be a Trump supporter. You don't have to be a Trump supporter to make fun of her for this. Believe me. This is just common sense. This is the thing. Twitter thinks anybody who I would say is like a common sense liberal is a Trump supporter, right? If you're a common sense liberal or a common sense conservative Democrat, right? Somewhere in the middle where most of us are, right? You must be a Trump supporter. And it shows the absolute hypocrisy. Alyssa Milano is a typical liberal elitist who pretend to care about black people while advocating for the very progressive policies that have ravaged black society. 81% of black people want more police in their communities, but white liberals will burn the cities to ensure we have less. Alyssa Milano wants to defund the police, yet who did she call when she thought her life was in danger? 12 minutes ago, I thought she wanted to defund the police. Oh, yeah. Defund the police poster girl Alyssa Milano called police on teen hunting squirrels in her neighborhood. Why didn't she call the social worker instead? Should have called a social worker, Alyssa Milano. Odd Melissa would call those evil cops for help. Also hilarious, she was freaking out over a teen with an air weapon going after squirrels. What an idiot. Hypocrisy, thy name is Alyssa. All these people, these elites that the far left seems to worship so much, they're all hypocrites. They all live in multi-million-dollar mansions. None of them put their money where their mouth is. They just talk about it because it gets a lot of likes and retweets from Rose Twitter. And that's what their partners, their friends in Hollywood. It's the common. Why do you think there are no? You think for 1 second, let me be very clear. Do you think for 1 second there aren't Trump voters in Hollywood? Of course there are. Of course there are major actors that vote for Donald Trump. But they know they can't come out and say it because it's to be the end of their career. So the only acceptable message is this crap. There's no way Alyssa Milano really wants to defund the police. It's pretty obvious. I love it. I love hypocrisy. It's my best dish. I hope today I've earned your subscription. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.